What's that thing that they do in the cinemas? Micro, beep beep. Oh dear. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What is this? I don't know what this is. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and I am from Ink and Hue Colouring. Thank you so much for joining me today on the YouTube. Today, I thought that we would go through my top videos for 2024. We are going to go through some of my most popular videos. So this includes things like color alongs, video tutorials, completed pages for the month, anything that you guys have loved the most. I am going to do an homage to that. When I say that this is my most popular videos for the year 2024, I'm really referring to what has been the most popular videos from the 3rd of November 2024 until today, the day of filming, which is the 20th of December. So I've only had my YouTube channel since the 3rd of November. So I feel like it's not really justified to say, oh, you know, we're going to go through my top videos for the whole year. We're not. It's literally a couple of months. I have been so stoked with the support and the love and the subscribers and all the comments and everything that I'm getting from you guys. When I started this channel, I would never believe that I would have over 800 followers within a couple of months. So this is really a testament to you. This video is a celebration of everything that we've done on this channel so far, and I cannot wait for next year. I have so many ideas planned. Even this afternoon, I'm going back to review and create another video. So without further ado, let's start with my most popular video of this year. Now with my color alongs, I will speed them up so you can watch the whole thing in a few minutes. So let's get started. This page here, I'm very proud of. However, I would like to say this was a practice page for me. I found this exact picture done on Instagram and I took a photo of it, and I've done my best to eyeball it and replicate it purely for the practice. Another page that I've done from this book is this one. This one was inspired by Chris Cheng. There was another one from Johanna Basford's book that she was colouring out of World of Flowers. So I found a similar page and I've chosen my own colour palette, and I've tried some different techniques with different pencil combos and the different ways you can create stars and glowing effects by just adding in these little white circles. This is a current page that I'm working on with Wonder Morphia. Here we go. I finished these leaves. This was using 4 Prismacolor green shades, and I've also done some shading with grey. I've gone 90% warm grey. I find it just makes the shading it makes it darker and the contrast is greater. It makes it pop a little bit more. I started colouring in 2015 when Johanna's books just came out. Now I am left-handed and my camera angle is a bit skew, so I hope you can see. Yeah, so I started colouring in 2015. I just coloured for the sake of colouring. I didn't research too much. I didn't learn about techniques. I didn't have these pencils. That'll break core. I just had some Derwents and I started colouring and it was fun. And then you could say it was a hobby. I suppose it was. Eventually I grew out of it and I just left it and I put the books to the side. I don't know where they are. I have a feeling I've thrown them out because we're renovating and we go through these periods of times where we just, oh, by the way, that layer that I've done is 90% warm grey and Prismacolor. There you go. I use warm grey for all my shading. The next one I'm using is dark umber. There we go. And I'm just colouring in so it fades from grey to light brown. Yeah, so I left colouring, couldn't find the books. Left it until about a month ago when I actually got back into art therapy. Interesting story with that. In January, I left my job to pursue my music because we'd recently built a music studio on our property on top of a new garage. So it's a 2-story building that's in our backyard. I left the corporate world. I left the corporate finance world. I'd been there for over 10 years. I left that to pursue my creative interests with the plan to go straight into music, and my husband and I went around Australia. And I am excited to share with you today my tips for colouring if you are just starting out. So if you are extremely new to the colouring world and you have no idea where to start, what equipment to get, what types of books there are available out there for you, then this video is for you. As you can see, I've just got pencils everywhere from a colouring page that I'm working on, and I'll go more into that later. So the first thing that I wanted to start with for your colouring journey is, of course, colouring books. Now, there are many different styles of colouring books available at all different price points, different sizes, different types of illustrations, and I will show you a couple from my collection. So I think one of the pioneer illustrators for the colouring community is, of course, Johanna Basford. You may have heard of Johanna already, you may not have. If you haven't, welcome to Johanna's beautiful books. This is one of her originals, Secret Garden. I think this was her second book that she's ever released. So this is one type of colouring book that you might be interested. Now most of them come in either a hardback or like a flexi-back book, and you open it up and we have all these beautiful illustrations. I might just zoom you out just a little bit. And the great thing about Johanna's is that they can vary from complex to a little bit more sparse so that you have more space to colour in. So she has lots of different styles. I very much enjoy her style. I like things that are a little bit more detailed, but she does cater for everyone. So, and you usually find that each colouring book is either double page or it's single-sided, which is probably the only options you can have. So most of them will come in this kind of square format. However, we do have ones that come in bigger sizes. So this one's A4. I don't know if I can even fit that in the page. There we go. This is one that I'm working on at the moment, Walk in the Woods. Now, Leila, I'm so sorry, I will get that right. Leila's stuff is a little bit more complex. I will say though, even though a lot of people feel intimidated by Kerby's work, because he provides so much shading, it provides a bit of a guide on how to shade, so that's something to keep in mind. This was my first Kerby page complete. This page was completed entirely with Prismacolor pencils. Interested, I don't need that anymore. was the River Snake in the same book, The Wonder Morphia. Again, I've used entirely Prismas, and I don't know if you can see, but I've used some white gel pen for the mountain tops. This was me practicing leaves and flowers as well. I'm not that confident with flowers. So I did watch quite a few tutorials myself before colouring this page, especially for the berries too. Especially the blackberries. And holy heck. Bit of paper here as well. I've just put this in just while the pastels, even though I have applied fixative, just put it in just to protect it a little bit. Okay, this was super fun too. There was not a colour along for this one, however, I think I've got about 3 or 4 saved live videos where I am colouring this. So today I've received my order from the art shop, and also I nipped into Officeworks for some quick open stock refills for the Prismacolors. Orchid and the Amethyst pencils from Prismacolor, which don't come in the new Premier sets anymore. The Premier sets now have an extra white and a blender pencil. Just some more open stock from Officeworks today. The next thing I've got is a fixative. I've also purchased just another pencil case. Got from the art shop is the Pan Pastel set. I find it is cheaper to buy them in the sets like this. I think they work out to be like $10 a pack, then they do about $14 if you buy them in the sets like this. So these sets, the other beauty of it is they come with the soft tools. Now these are just the handles. I do have the, here we go. So we'll get a little box for these, but these feel like really, really good quality makeup sponges. So I'm looking forward to using these. And then you've got your little different types of nibs here. I found these in Officeworks today too. I'm going to need to practice with these to get a feel for it. That is quite nice. I know that these do blend. It's just technique for me. Ooh, super shimmery. Ooh. Oh, I'm so glad I got this. I love it so much. I like this blender. And then you can just dab some more in. Now, the good thing about this as well is if you are going between colours and say you get a whole heap of red in here, you can just wipe it out with a paper towel and then you've got a fresh one. Notebooks, and doing a deep dive into my record keeping and colour organisation as per requested by you guys. But first, coffee. This was a set that I bought from Officeworks that was in a pack. And then we've got red, orange, and then we've got reds. All right, then we have our, ooh, do I actually have, I've got it in front of me, here we go. And as you can see, again, we're going dark to light, and all of these color combinations, some will be 2, but most will be 3 to 7. Some are even 9. I feel like I need to zoom you in just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So for example, like we might start from black and go to cream. So with these color combinations, we're looking at different shades of brown. Some browns have like red undertones, some like might be a bit goldy, like it just depends. And as you can see too, we've got different types of browns, and some browns will finish on a cream color, and some brands will finish on a grey, or some won't go completely light, they'll be more your mid-tones. Now, one of the things about combinations here is that you can have a combo within a combo. So, for example, if I'm looking for a colour combination, and if I come across this one, for example, I might just go, you know what, I'm going to go the top 3, or the last 3, or your violet reds, I should say. Red is pink, technically. I don't know. You know what I mean. And then we've got reds that have a bit of orange in here and a bit of like your candy pink. And again, I've got the numbers still. And a lot of these reds, they're very similar in colour, but if you are colouring, for example, a large leaf and you're blending, this is the way to get a seamless blend, is to have your colour gradient very similar, so you won't actually notice the transition, like you won't notice the individual colours in that transition. It'll just move seamlessly, especially if you're working on a big element. I feel like that's very important. Yeah, so we've got even like reds to orange, red to yellow. Some smaller ones here. And this is where I start forgetting that I was going to skip every second page. And again, just some more space for more blues. I refer to this blue tab so much, especially because there are just so many shades of blue in this 150 set. So again, we've got just different types of blues within the blue. And again, I've tried to make the color boxes big enough so I can clearly see the color. And it's been really good as well because every color is slightly different with the color laydown. So for example, I don't know if you can see, but this neon orange here is just so scratchy and it's yuck. But the permanent red and the pale vermilion, I think it's called, I don't know how to say it, someone will correct me. They go down so nicely. So it's been a good way to familiarize myself with the feel of the pencils as well and the colors. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through how I select my colour palettes for my colouring pages. Now in front of me here I have a completed page from a Kerby Rosanes book, The World of Colour. This was my, sorry I keep hitting my camera, this was my most recent completed page, and then my current page that I'm working on is out of Enchanted Forest and it's a castle theme. So I'm going to go through my selection for both because both are very different images. So we've got leaves and a castle, and then of course with this one it's it's cold, so we've got ice and polar bears and seals and lots of different elements to try and choose your colours for in a cohesive way. There are many different ways in which you can choose your colour palettes. There are things such as books, so physical books that you can purchase that have colour palettes in them. There are the colour palette cubes that have been released by Sarah Renee Clark. You can also purchase colour wheels which will explain colour theory to you, and there's an arrow in the middle of them so you can pick your main colour, and then it automatically will show you other complementary colours that will help your images pop. And if you flip this over, we have the darker shades on the other side as well. So this is another method. The method that I currently use at the moment is Pinterest. So I will put a screen recording up on the video here about how I do my search for these color palettes. So I'll go into Pinterest and I'll type in say color palettes for ice, or color palettes for flowers, or pink color palettes, or rose pink color palettes, and I will look at images and I will select ones that I find inspiring, consult my notebook, and in my notebook I have tabbed a whole different collection of colors, and I've got some blank pages here so that I can add to them as I find them. So for example, let's have a look at my blues with the polar bear. So I was after a purpley blue, which as you can see, that's come through there. So if you look here at the different color combinations, you can see that this one's more green. This one's here more of a, like a straight blue, more of a green blue. And we're starting to go towards the purple or violet blues here. So, and I've got a different selection here. Now this number 6 was actually one that I've used. I think I actually use this for the sky. When we're talking about types of blues, if we look at our color wheel here, you can see we've got different, so we've got blue greens, green blue, blue, violet blue, blue violet, and then you've got straight to purple. Now, as you can see, we've got like, this is your straight blue, and then this is your straight green, and then we've got blues that are more blue than green, and then we've got blues that are more green than blue. So there are variants of each color. So I knew that I wanted violet and blue violet to be in my page based on the color palette. The only other color that you won't see in my color palette example is the red seals here. Now, I knew that because I was coloring an image that had water, that had ice, that had polar bears, which are all very white, I wanted to add something that was going to pop because I wanted an element on the page to stand out. I knew as soon as I saw the page that I wanted to do a pink one, a pink castle, and which doesn't usually happen. I don't usually look at an image and go, oh, that looks a nice, I think that would be a nice pink castle, or I want the leaves to be this color. It's usually, I'll go to a color palette first and then find a picture that that the color palette will go nice on. But with this particular one, I knew that I wanted a pink castle, so I went onto Pinterest, and I'll show you how I've done that too. I've gone onto Pinterest and I've searched dusty pink color palettes, and I searched through a whole list. I shortlisted some, and I ended up coming across a color palette that had these lovely dusty pinks, gold, which I actually haven't placed on the image yet, and emerald green leaves, which I will show you my pencil selection in a minute. But yes, I've chosen some emerald green leaves, and then with the water, I've chosen like a blue-green. Yeah, it's more blue than green, so the water doesn't look like it's, infected with algae or something. But because I've gone for more of like blue greens opposed to yellow greens, which if I show you here, well, you could even say that I've gone for greens opposed to yellow greens. That was just based on the color palette that I saw. Now, again, I have consulted my book, and I went through to my pink section and to see if I had any pink color palettes myself. Now, one step further that you can add to your color selection process is also by searching in Pinterest color combinations for the specific type of pencils that you have. Now, I use Prismacolors, so my next step was to, and I'll show you on the screen here, is that I jumped in and I searched dark green Prismacolor combinations, because I felt, and I'll get to my green, I felt that I didn't have enough like blue-green combinations to be comfortable with making a selection. Alright guys, so that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed some of my most popular videos and moments on YouTube. Next year's video might be massive, or it might be nothing at all. We have no idea. Thank you for joining me today in my lair with my microphone and my fancy chair and my bibbida bobbity bobs that you see around me. This is where I hang out for most of my time. If I'm not coloring, I'm up here in the studio editing videos, creating music, recording podcasts for people. So head over to my Pilot Vehicle music channel if you are interested on what types of music I'm putting out on that channel. I have lots of plans for that space too. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram under Ink and Hue Coloring, and you can also check out Pilot Vehicle Music on Instagram as well. So I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas and a very blessed new year. I'm not going to stop posting videos. I will certainly be posting videos throughout Christmas because we are staying in our hometown for Christmas. So I am looking forward to being on the line with you guys. So yeah, have a great Chrissy. I'll see you next year. Woo! Christmas. Thank you so much. Bye.